You are standing in a store, or maybe you're curled up on the couch scrolling at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and there it is, the dress. The color makes your eyes light up. The length is exactly right. The price does not make you flinch. And then you see the word in the description, sleeveless, and something in you just quietly folds up and goes home. You put it back on the rack, you close the tab, you tell yourself maybe next summer, maybe when your arms look different, maybe when you feel more ready. I want to sit with you in that moment for a second because I know it well. Not because I read about it somewhere, but because I have talked to hundreds of women who describe it almost word for word. And I want to tell you something I have come to believe with my whole heart after years of these conversations. That dress was never the problem. Your arms were never the problem. The real problem is that nobody ever sat down and actually taught you how to wear it. So that is exactly what we are doing today. 7 real, specific, usable things that women over 60 are doing right now to wear sleeveless dresses beautifully. Not someday, not after some transformation you're supposed to be waiting for. Right now, in the body you have this afternoon. None of this involves losing weight. None of it involves smothering yourself in layers in the middle of a 90-degree day. And not one of these 7 tricks requires you to have arms other than the ones you were given. Stay with me through all 7, because number 5 is one I almost never hear anyone talk about. And once you know it, you will wonder how you got dressed for so many summers without it. It takes about 30 seconds, and it changes everything about how your arms photograph. I promise we will get there. If you are new to this corner of the internet, welcome. This is a place for honest conversation about style for women who are simply done being spoken to like they need fixing. If that sounds like your kind of company, go ahead and hit subscribe. I would love to have you stay a while. Now, let's get into it. The first trick starts with something wonderfully simple about how human eyes actually work. When someone looks at you, they're not conducting a slow, careful inventory from your shoulders down to your ankles. Their eye jumps straight to whatever is most interesting. The brightest color, the most movement, the most detail. That's where it lands, and that's where it stays. So if you put on a sleeveless dress with nothing happening at the neckline, no jewelry, no scarf, no detail to catch the light, the eye has nowhere specific to go. It wanders, and when it wanders, it finds whatever happens to be there. But give that same eye something beautiful to land on near your collarbone, and everything changes. Think about walking into a room with one truly stunning painting on the wall. You're not studying the baseboards. You're not evaluating the window trim. You're looking at the painting. That's exactly what a bold necklace, a silk scarf, or a beautiful brooch does for your whole outfit. It gives the eye somewhere wonderful to land that is not your arms. You do not need to buy anything new. For this, a scarf already folded in your drawer, a beaded necklace you haven't worn in years, a brooch that belonged to your mother that you keep meaning to pin on. Any of it, placed at the collarbone or chest, does the job beautifully. A chunky statement necklace draws the eye up immediately. A silk scarf tied loosely at the neck is endlessly versatile, since changing the scarf changes the whole mood of the outfit. A brooch near the shoulder is criminally underused and genuinely effective. And longer earrings frame the face and pull attention upward, especially against a simple neckline. The principle underneath it all is the same. Stop trying to minimize what you think people are noticing. Start giving them something better to notice instead. Those are 2 completely different approaches, and only one of them actually works. Trick number 2 explains something so many women feel but have never had words for. Have you ever tried on a sleeveless dress that fit you beautifully everywhere else? The length was right, the fabric felt good, the waist sat perfectly, but something kept happening at the underarm. A little softness escaping the side no matter how you adjusted it. You stood there thinking, why does this keep happening to me? Here's the truth, and I want you to really receive it. That's not your body failing the dress. That's the dress failing you. It comes down to the armhole. Many dresses are cut with armholes that are simply too wide and sit too low to stay put on a real, living body because they're patterned on one narrow sample size that most of us don't share. That's a construction flaw, a design flaw, not a flaw in you. So what should you look for instead? An armhole that sits a little higher and closer to the body without being restrictive. When you try something on, lift your arms slightly and reach forward. If the fabric gaps and shifts at the side, that armhole is too wide, and no amount of clever styling will fix a structural problem. Better to know before you buy than to blame yourself in the fitting room. Shopping online, certain words in the description are your friends. Structured, ponte knit, which skims rather than clings and holds its shape all day. Scuba fabric, thick jersey, and medium-weight cotton blends also behave well. Be more cautious with very thin, floaty fabrics like chiffon in a sleeveless cut, since they move and cling in ways that require more thought about what goes underneath. And here's something worth knowing that rarely gets mentioned. If you already own a sleeveless dress you adore, the color, the length, everything about it is right, except the armhole gaps at the side. A good tailor can raise that armhole. It's a simple, affordable alteration, often somewhere between $10 and $20, depending on where you live. That's less than the cost of most new dresses, and it can completely transform a piece you already love. Before we move to trick 3, I'm genuinely curious. Is this a real source of frustration for you every summer? This whole sleeveless dilemma? Tell me in the comments. I ask because it looks different for every woman, and hearing your specific experience helps me make better videos for you. Also, if I'm honest, I just love these conversations. What we wear is never only about the clothes. Trick number 3 is about color, and it's one of those principles that will quietly upgrade everything in your closet, not just your summer dresses. Darker colors visually recede, lighter colors visually advance. That means the eye is naturally drawn towards brightness and pulls away from shadow. This is not a matter of opinion, it's simply how human vision works. Painters rely on it, interior designers rely on it, you can rely on it too. Applied to a sleeveless dress, this means a great deal. If the darker tone sits along the sides and arms, while the lighter tone runs down the center front, the eye travels straight down the middle of your body, which happens to be the narrowest visual line on any figure, no matter your size or shape. The sides, including the arms, quietly recede into shadow. Not hidden, simply not the star of the show. This is exactly why color block dresses are so universally flattering. The design is already doing the visual work for you. Like too much right now? Plenty of women simply decide sleeveless is not for them and move on. But sleeveless actually exists on a spectrum with several beautiful stops between fully bare and a full sleeve. The cap sleeve is the first. It covers just an inch or two at the very top of the shoulder, but in photographs and in person, it reads exactly like a sleeveless dress, all the same lightness and summer energy, with just a touch more coverage for those who want it. The flutter sleeve is my personal favorite. It is soft and loose, moving gently as you move, which makes it look lively rather than concealing. It covers the upper arm, which happens to be the area most of us feel most self-conscious about. But because the fabric flows instead of clinging, it never draws attention to itself. It simply looks intentional and pretty. And the cold shoulder style offers a cutout right at the shoulder with fabric along the upper arm, giving coverage where many women want it, while still keeping that open, breezy summer feeling. None of these are technically bare, but they read like sleeveless dresses, they feel like sleeveless dresses, and they belong in every one of the situations you had sleeveless dresses in mind for. If you have been avoiding the whole category because fully bare felt like a bridge too far, this middle path is genuinely worth exploring. Search for terms like flutter sleeve dress, cap sleeve midi, or cold shoulder maxi, and steer away from anything tight or structured in these styles, since a fitted sleeve draws more attention to the arm than bare skin often does. Movement is what makes these work. Now, trick number 5, the one I promised you at the start. Let me explain the principle first, because once it clicks, you will never forget it. When your arm is bare from shoulder straight down to the hand with nothing interrupting it, the eye reads it as one long, continuous shape, and we perceive one uninterrupted shape as larger than the same amount of space broken into smaller sections. It is simply how visual perception works. Now add something at the wrist, a bracelet, a bangle, a watch, even a bold ring, something that creates a visual pause partway down. The eye travels to your wrist, and because you have given it something beautiful to look at there, it lingers. It does not continue up to the upper arm the way it would have otherwise. The upper arm, the part so many of us worry about most, simply becomes background. It's the exact same principle as a belt at the waist, breaking one long line into 2 interesting sections. This trick just applies it lower down. Here's what I find genuinely fascinating about it. By drawing the eye to your wrist, you are simultaneously drawing attention away from your upper arm, not through hiding anything, but through gentle redirection. The arm does not disappear, you simply stop leading anyone's eye there. A simple gold or silver bangle is enough on its own, though a stack of 3 creates even more impact. The watch you already wear every day counts completely. A beaded bracelet adds color on top of the visual break, doing double duty. Even a bold ring pulls the eye downward and away from the upper arm. The first time I consciously tried this myself, I was honestly surprised by how much more of a difference it made in photographs than in the mirror, since arms tend to read flatter in pictures than they do in real life. If you are someone who avoids photos in sleeveless dresses, try this before you make that decision again. Before you get dressed this summer, put on the dress, look in the mirror, then add just one thing to your wrist and look again. See what you notice. Trick number 6 is about how you carry yourself in the dress, your posture, your body language, the way your arms rest against your body. I want to be careful here because I'm not going to simply tell you to stand up straighter as if that solves everything. Instead, I want to give you something specific. When shoulders roll forward, which happens to most of us after years at a desk or looking down at a phone, the upper arm presses against the side of the body and reads as wider than it actually is. When the shoulders drop and open, not pulled back stiffly, just released, the arm has a little space around it, and it reads completely differently. This is not a tense pose to hold, it's more of a release, and honestly, it feels more comfortable than the forward curl most of us default to without noticing. Similarly, arms held slightly away from the body photograph slimmer than arms pressed flat against the sides. You don't need a dramatic pose, just a little space. Holding something, a glass, a bag strap, a book, naturally keeps the arm in that relaxed, open position without you thinking about it. And in photographs specifically, angling your body slightly rather than facing the camera head-on is more flattering for every single body type, arms included. Then there's what I like to call the low-stakes first wear. If the idea of stepping out in a sleeveless dress feels like a lot right now, if it feels exposing in a way that makes you hesitate, the answer is not to wait until you feel ready, because that feeling rarely shows up on its own. The answer is to wear it somewhere small first. A grocery run, coffee with one friend who feels easy to be around, a walk around the block in the early evening. Somewhere the stakes are low enough that you can simply exist in the dress without it feeling like a performance. Familiarity is what actually builds comfort, and comfort is what reads to other people as confidence. You can't skip this step entirely, but you can make it far smaller and far kinder than one big dramatic outing. Which brings us to trick number 7, the one that quietly ties all the others together. Everything we have talked about today is real and genuinely useful. The jewelry, the fabric, the color placement, the sleeve styles. But underneath all of it sits something more important, and I think it's the actual difference between a woman who wears sleeveless dresses with ease and a woman who doesn't. The women who wear these dresses beautifully at 60 and beyond haven't figured out some secret to making their arms look a certain way. They haven't solved anything about their bodies. What they have done is make a quiet decision to stop making the dress conditional, to stop waiting for some future improved version of themselves to arrive and grant permission. The waiting is the actual obstacle. It always has been, not the arms. Here's something practical, because I know confidence isn't a switch you can simply flip. Before you leave the house, resist the urge to scan yourself for flaws. Instead, decide in advance what you're going to look at. Your earrings, the color of the dress against your skin, your shoes, something specific you genuinely love. Find it, look at it, and let that be the image you carry out the door with you, instead of a full-body inspection. And if that old self-consciousness creeps back in while you're out, remember that what people actually notice is whether you seem at ease, whether you seem like yourself. That's what draws people toward you, not the precise measurements of your upper arm. You've lived in this body for over 60 years. You've carried things with it, built things because of it, gotten through things that asked everything it had to give. Your arms are not a flaw you've been quietly managing. They're a part of the story you put on every morning, and that story was never meant to be hidden. It was meant to be worn in a beautiful dress out into the world. So let's bring it all together. Give the eye somewhere better to go with jewelry, a scarf, or a brooch at the neckline. Choose dresses with armholes built for your actual body and learn the fabric words that signal a good fit. Use color placement to guide attention and let a lightweight, open kimono do some of the heavy lifting. Remember that sleeveless lives on a spectrum, and flutter sleeves and cap sleeves belong fully within it. Add something at the wrist to break that long visual line in two. Let your shoulders soften and your arms find a little space, and give yourself a gentle, low-stakes first wear before a big occasion. And wear the dress now, in this body, without waiting for permission that was never anyone else's to give. Which of these 7 are you trying first? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely read every one, and I'm always curious which tips are new to you and which ones you already knew in your bones. If this was helpful, subscribe and come back, because we do this every single week. Next time, we're building a summer wardrobe that actually works for real life, not just the good days, and I think you're going to want to see it. Until then, go find the dress.